This is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today, your media hub for all things Black business and related news, strategy, and events.
Testing. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon and happy Black Business Month. So Blair asked me to share a few words of inspiration to talk about a thing that I love, that I know is my gift, that I know is my purpose, and that is entrepreneurship. And so I'm delighted to be here as a representation of what it looks like to support Black businesses. I am Dr. Angela Reddix. I'm the founder and CEO of Reddix. We are a healthcare management and technology firm in the federal government contracting space. So I just want to set the stage for you before I give you what I believe. Anytime we gather, we should leave with some nuggets that we can immediately activate. Because what you can't get back is your time. So you want to make sure you get something for your time. Who's trying to get something for their time right now? Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple of nuggets. So federal government contracting space, we started 16 years ago in November. And I share and don't mind sharing specifics because if you don't know the specifics, how in the world could you ever aspire to that particular level? So I am so proud that this one little girl, because I still see the little girl in me, one little girl started this business alone. Many people said never, never, never. But I didn't listen to the never, never, nevers. And now we have staff all over the United States, and we are $1-ish away from doing $200 million with the federal government. Don't let anyone say never, never, never. So what I know to be true, this is the word that I have for you today, and some may know it. I studied entrepreneurship. My PhD is in entrepreneurship. Read a lot of books, y'all. To get your PhD, you read a lot. You write a lot. And then you read and you write. But there is no better book than the book that this quote comes from. Write the vision and make it plain upon the tables so that he may run who reads it. Vision. If you want to be successful, it starts with the vision. And it's not the most popular vision or the vision someone else whispers in your ear, but it's a vision that is divinely placed in you. Because I'm telling you, when you are writing the vision, if it's not your vision that was given specifically for you, you will grow weary. I know. So don't let anyone tell you that your vision isn't worthy. But it's going to take a little bit more than vision to get to success. But it starts with the vision. So I'm going to ask everyone, whether you own a business or not, the reality is in life, to get to the other side of the street, you got to have a vision on what's on the other side of the street. So for a moment, I want you to envision December 31st of 2023. Not this December, but next December. And what is it that you want to help in this world? What problem do you want to solve? See, when we run by something that's bigger than ourselves, it drives us towards success. So just curious, given your gifts and talents, what could you contribute to that's going to make this world a better place? So the first question I have is, what problem can you help solve in 2023? And then my second question is the what. What are you going to do to help solve that? I know the magic with entrepreneurship is finding the pain and creating the solution. In 2006, Reddix was formed to close the disparities in healthcare in our nation. And so we do the work that affect the vulnerable populations in the space of Medicare and Medicaid. So every day, I get the honor to work in a space that impacts the social determinants of health. That's bigger than me, but because I found that my gift wedded to a need in this nation, we have been able to not have to knock on doors to find business, because the social determinants of health and the disparities, unfortunately, they're all around us. We don't have to go far to look. We just have to dig deeper to understand how to solve the problem. So I only gave you a moment, but I hope that you would take the time to consider a vision for yourself by December 2023. So Simon Sinek, who I love, a researcher I love, he talks about starting with your why, then moving out from there. And so the 5 tips that I want to leave you really quickly are, we talked about the pain you're going to solve, we talked about what you're going to do, and now I want to talk about my how. I started with you all, sharing with you where we are today, because it didn't start that way. But I will tell you this recipe, feel free, take the recipe. I'm not, selfish with it. Take the recipe, because I am telling you that I know it's a recipe for success. When I started the company, it was a company of one. And I worked the business during the day, and in the evening, I had to figure out what was my strategy going to be. And so in the evening, when I first got that contract that required me to hire another person, I had to figure out what was the secret sauce that the client was coming to me to give me contracts. And I determined that I had to make sure, from the first person I hired to now, over 400 people that we've hired through time, I had to see elements of these, what I call my 5 I's. These are our core values. I'm sharing these 5 with you because it doesn't matter what industry you're in. It works. And so, tip number 1, which is our core value number 1, is innovation. Innovation sometimes is an overused word, but what I know to be true is, yes, we got the 8A certification. It's supposed to take 2 years. We were able to get a waiver. We got the 8A certification within 3 months of incorporating. But you get the 8A certification, that doesn't mean that there is a contract waiting for you. You have to work that thing. And that means you have to do the research to marry what you have to offer to what the government is buying. Finding that secret is key. And that means constantly evolving and innovating along the way. Don't see an obstacle. See an opportunity to innovate. Number 2, integration. I'm in a space in the federal government where I see the haves and the have-nots. The difference between the haves than those who don't have, one of the major differences I see is the ability to integrate with other companies and other clients. Integration, translation, is partnerships. Too many of us feel like we have to have it all, do it all by ourselves, because there's not enough for everyone. And I will tell you, you will stay itty-bitty unless you learn to lean into those who have strengths where you have weaknesses. Partnership is everything. There is no need to rebuild something that someone's already built. Figure it out. Figure out how to have strategic relationships. It's not about connecting with all the people who say yes to you, who sound like you, who walk like you, who like the same hobbies, you need to learn, we all need to embrace that we want to complement or have relationships with those who complement us where we are weak. Constantly reevaluating your SWOT. All right, so 2 I's so far. We have the innovation and integration. Number 3, individuality. One thing I knew way back in 2006 is that I did not want to surround myself with a whole bunch of me's. Now, I try to sound like I know what I'm talking about. I try to look like I know what I'm talking about, but I'm telling you, I don't want to hear the sound of my voice all day, every day. So it was so important that I attracted people to me who allowed me to learn through their experiences. So diversity in thought is so important. And how do you have a diversity in thought? By having diversities in backgrounds. So understanding and really embracing individuality, and this was long before diversity, equity, and inclusion was a thing. This was in 2006. So of ages, of gender, of all different perspectives, it is so important to start in your strategic plan thinking about who can I attract that makes me stronger because they are different than I am. All right, so number 4. Integrity. More than a word on a website. When I tell you, it is so easy to go the shortcut. It is so easy to do things that feel convenient. Integrity oftentimes means taking a longer route, but doing the right thing. In the healthcare space, we actually go out and we audit to make sure of the integrity of the claims that are submitted from all the health plans in the nation. That's one of the major roles that we have. So in doing that, it has forced us to use a muscle, which is about write what you said you do and do what you say that you're supposed to do, and then be able to prove it. That's the question we ask all day, every day. As a company, that became so important to us that for some will recognize ISO certification. We became ISO certified first year as a company. Anyone here know what CMMI level 3, 4, 5? Anyone know what CMMI is? Well, I will say to those, and many come to me and say, can you mentor me in the government contracting space? And I will say, it's important to know about the certifications that matter. And so I mentioned that particular certification because there's 5 levels. We are level 5. That's the highest. There's about 1% in the country with the level 5. That speaks to the integrity of the company of documenting our processes and doing what we say we're going to do, even when it's not convenient. What I know to be true is predictable performance matters. And so if you're trying to scale, being able to, regardless of who's sitting in the seat, still be able to produce and perform is critical. And the final I, which is hugely important. When you as a business owner, where you as a leader, you're not even sure how you're going to keep your lights on. You're not even sure how the next contract is going to come to fruition. You're not even sure how you're going to make payroll. One thing that becomes important is to inspire. So way back in 2006, one thing that was important to me is no matter the circumstance, every individual who joins our organization, we must understand that it's our responsibility to inspire ourselves and to inspire our peers. It's not just the CEO's responsibility. However, as the founder, it is always going to be important that you encourage yourself, because you will get 99 no's before you get to that yes. And you have to smile your way through it so that as you're going through, you're growing through it. And it's so important that we continue to inspire, tell our stories of triumph, but also it's okay for us to have days where we fail. Some of the best things that have come up of the company came from learning from our failures and learning quickly from those. So those are the 5 I's. What I know is the recipe for success, been saying it since 2006, I'll say it till I'm over, is that those 5 I's have been my story, and those 5 I's have allowed those who bought into it to be promoted over and over and over again, sometimes within the company, and sometimes they have great opportunities outside of the company. But what I endeavor to do is anyone who walks in that door, they're going to be better for it. So I encourage you and charge you, those who are graduating today, be encouraged, incorporate the 5 I's in your strategy. I'd love to hear about your success in incorporating those. And I am giving you information that is actually included in the book and workbook regarding the growth of our organization. We'll be at table 27, I believe, after, so I'm happy to sign books. All right, thank you.
Stay with us online at Black Wall Street Today on Facebook and Black Wall Street Today on Instagram, and then follow us on Twitter as well at BWS Today. We look forward to talking again next week. Have a wonderful week. I have said and I will continue to say that the most important priority for the Black community is the Black community, not a particular political party.
Phenomenal. Hey, yo, when I say Black, you say Wall Street. Black Wall Street. When I say Black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say Black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say Black, you say Wall Street.